As I was saying, today we're going to talk about pedophiles and the Manhattan Project. Not necessarily, that there were pedophiles during the Manhattan Project, although there were pedophiles, but not necessarily pedophiles in the Manhattan Project. Although there were thousands of people working there, so I imagine at least one of those fuckers had to be a sicko.
Why is this lights on, bro? Hold up, bro.
You don't want to run out of battery here, Mike.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
That'd be a dangerous situation.
All right, there we go. All right.
So what do you think? What's going on with the Manhattan Project that you wanted to tell me about, Mike? I know these guys were, they were trying to develop this huge bomb that they would end up unleashing on Hiroshima and shit.
I mean, I'm not that knowledgeable about it, but I was just talking to you about it was two physicists, that were, I think, dealing with the Manhattan Project, or it was right after the Manhattan Project. Regardless, it was based on, they were studying about things about, like, the nuke and how much you could fuck with the, what is that shit called? The core, I guess? The core? Like, how much you could fuck with the core until it actually reaches critical mass. Mm-hmm. And critical mass is like when the nuke is just about to go haywire.
That's when that's when it starts the chain reaction?
There you go. That's the proper word for it. So, whatever. I was just watching a video and, like the beginning studies of, like, the whole critical mass and shit. Like, yo, people were dying, like, from radiation. Like, from, like...
Just radiation poisoning all over the
radiation
place. They were doing all these tests and shit.
Yeah, the thing is, there was I forgot the first physicist's name, but I forgot what he had done, but, like, it must have been, was it Phil something? I don't know, but whatever. So while these dudes,
there was Oppenheimer.
Was that his name? I'm not sure.
One of them.
I'm not sure if it was that guy, but the first dude that I'm talking about, he ended up fucking just throwing a whole brick on the fucking core. Like, he ended up doing it by accident. It was like, yo, it's game over after that. Like, dude, because apparently to fuck with the core, you gotta put something, like, in front of it, or, like, put something as a reflector. I don't know, it's real nerdy science shit. So some dude was he was stacking bricks on top, like, in front of the core. Apparently that fucks with the critical mass of the core. And the thing is, these dudes were, like, fucking with the core, like, because when you drop a nuke on something, you want it to have a little bit less than, like, what it needs for critical mass. So let's say, like, when people drop nukes, it needs to be like -5 or like 5% less than where it's at, actually, where it's supposed to be. So for accidents and, like, I mean, I think the margin's high for accidents and shit. So, like, even, like, messing with this shit just, like, regularly, it's fucking dangerous. Like, these dudes were just playing with fire, like. And there was some guy named Slowden. Like, apparently he was just ballsy. Like, he was just the first dude. He was doing some shit with bricks, ended up fucking throwing a brick on top of the core by accident. He ends up dying, like, weeks later from, like, acute radiation poisoning. So he was fucked. And then so the first thing these guys thought was, like, well, fuck it, we gotta try it somehow. So Slowden apparently was the only one that was actually ballsy enough to fuck with the core, because some dude just fucking passed from it, so whatever. And then eventually, like, what Slowden decided to do, he decided to put the core in between these two spheres, so it was inside of something, and the only thing that was holding it was a fucking screwdriver. Like, I'm no genius, but doing that is extremely fucking risky. Like, like, it's literally just getting holded by a screwdriver. Like, if you fuck up and, like, take it out by accident, that's it. It's game over. Critical mass starts and whatever.
That dude did not give a fuck.
And apparently Slowden was, like, a very, like I said, he was ballsy, and people were, like, the people that were there were like, yo, dude, relax. Like, he was just wilding out. Like, people were telling him, like, yo, chill out, bro. You're about to get us killed and shit. And then eventually he did fuck with it, and Slowden ended up passing away. He got, like, I forgot what he did. He messed up. He like, moved it or did some fucked up shit to the core. It got critical mass, and that's it. Immediately, chain reaction. Everybody in the room, I think like a bunch of them ended up getting extremely sick, but Slowden was the only one who actually, like, fatally passed away. But I gotta do more info on that. It's, like, extremely nerdy shit and real complicated. Fucking imagine studying and just learning how to fucking use a nuke.
Dude, that has to be amazing.
Like it's just ridiculous. But yeah, that's what I had read on some video. I've been watching some like YouTube channel where they have like these like random ass like moments in life that we like, I guess people are asleep about, and just like, I don't know, it's pretty dope. One of the actual things that I did actually take notes on and shit was the 1904 Olympics.
What's up with the 1904?
Have you ever heard anything about that?
Was that when they first started it again?
It was the third actual Olympic event.
So it was in the late 1800s.
No, it was 1904.
No, but I'm saying when they started the modern
modern
Olympic Games.
Did they start it in Athens and Greece, if I'm correct?
Those are the ancient ones.
Okay, those are the ancient ones. So yeah, once you hear that, you get the idea that shit's fucking beautiful, amazing, bruh. When they pulled up to St. Louis, that shit, the 1904 Olympics was fucking dog shit. Like, it was hilariously bad. Like, these motherfuckers were running on dirt and rocks, like just pure dirt and rocks. Like, but whatever. The main reason why it was such a shit show, it was the men's marathon. It was just fucking horrible, dog. I seen a video about it. First, the shit that actually went down there was hilarious. First, there was like the first two black Africans that actually ever competed. It happened there in St. Louis in 1904. And yeah, slavery and racism was still alive extremely back then. So just imagine. Bruh, and during the race, they ended up getting chased by like vicious ass dogs.
What the fuck?
That's just one thing. Like, and then that was the reason why they got like 9th and 10th place.
Where'd they do that?
St. Louis. That's where the third Olympics ever was hosted.
Missouri?
Missouri, bro. Yes.
Yo, they did it in the South and brought two Africans?
What
the fuck were they thinking?
So there. One of the guys, bruh, it was a fucking Frenchman that ended up, he didn't have his papers or whatever, but they still let him compete. They were like, yo, fuck it, whatever, just slide through. We don't give a shit. He ended up, and the craziest part, he ended up actually competing for the U.S. Imagine that. Imagine you go to the Olympics and someone that's not from your country is competing for you guys, like. And then like he ended up actually winning silver for us too. So.
I can't even believe that shit.
Yeah, and then the most fucker shit ever was some dude named Fred Lors. Cause think about this, like it's fucking 90 degrees. The conditions are horrible. There's no fucking water. There's only a well, which is like fucking batshit nasty. Like it was just horrible. So some guy named Fred Lors eventually just said fuck it after like 9 miles. He was like, yo, fuck this shit. Like I'm bro, it was horrible. Like it was way too hot and they didn't have nothing to drink.
What were they doing? A marathon? Or?
Yeah, the men's marathon. This is everything I'm saying is involving the men's marathon.
Did he not know how long a marathon was? He had a whole lot more to go. That's 27 point some shit miles.
Yeah, and by the way, out of everybody that competed, which was 32, only 14 completed the race.
Yeah.
So so whatever. So Fred Lors, after 9 miles, was like, yo, fuck this shit. He eventually sees one of the officials and he's like, yo, give me a ride. Like, I'm just done. I quit. Bruh. 10 miles later, the car fucking breaks down. So, like, they're like, oh, shit, whatever. Fred Lors eventually just sneaks his way back into the race. Like, he's just like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm going back into...
That's some whole shit.
Yeah, pussy shit. Homie says he goes back into the race, and then obviously he gets first place because, yeah, he just fucking took a car ride. He takes a pic with Theodore Roosevelt's daughter.
That's pimping right there at that point.
Because that's what you do when I guess that's what they did when for the first place winner. And then they were literally about to give him like the first place thing, and then somebody just ratted him out.
That's... Listen, man.
Like, yo, that nigga just fucking cheated.
I mean, he deserves it.
No, hell yeah, he's a fucking... I was like, dude, this guy actually got on a car, said fuck this shit, and then just hopped back into the race out of nowhere. Bruh, the funniest shit ever, we had a Cuban.
In the 1904 Olympics?
We had a Cuban.
How'd that go?
Bruh, this might be the funniest one ever. This man's name was Felix. So shout out to...
Don't tell me he was doing some salsa shit, dog.
Just watch. Just listen, dog. My man Felix, bruh, I don't know how my man Felix got here. Apparently he was like in New Orleans at the time or whatever.
Merengue.
Bruh, my homie Felix lost all his money gambling in New Orleans. before he even got there.
That's back when Cubans had enough money to gamble with.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I don't even know how he got the bread, whatever. Bruh, so my man Felix lost his money to a game of dice. He literally had to walk to the Olympics. Like, this man had to hitchhike and just, like, walk all the way. So whatever, Felix eventually pulls up. My man pulled up in some long sleeves and some jeans.
What was he competing in?
The men's marathon. This is all men's marathon. Yeah, these dudes are all just running. Homie didn't even pull up in regular clothes. Long sleeve and jeans. That was his attire. So some of the other race, the runners and shit felt bad for him. So they gave him scissors so he can cut his jeans so he can make it look like shorts.
Bro, these are the worst Olympics I've ever heard of by far. Goddamn.
Listen, bro. And then, apparently my man Felix didn't eat in like 40 hours. Like he didn't eat for like 2 days. So he ended up like he found some apples like on a tree and shit. Ate them. The shits was rotten. So homie had to just lay down on the fucking field and just like sleep for a little bit. And then Felix eventually just got up and then won like 4th place.
Man, if you win 4th place after that shit, I mean, fuck.
And yeah, dog, it's just...
Listen, that means he actually finished it.
No, he did. He actually finished it. There was, let me see who else. It was Fred Lors, the black guys getting chased by dogs, Cuban dude.
I cannot believe the black guys got chased by dogs. What the fuck? Whose idea was to do this shit in Missouri?
Just fucked up shit like that was going on.
What the fuck?
Some other guy almost he almost actually died from like the car smoke. You know, like when you rev your car and like all that smoke is just coming out. Apparently a dude was just laying down and some dude was just like ODing. Like he didn't even see him and like was just like revving his car and this motherfucker just almost died from all that smoke.
What the fuck was that guy trying to kill him or some shit?
I don't understand, bro. A lot of these racers or the runners, whatever you call them, I don't know what was going on.
Bro, what the fuck happened?
And that's me. I just gave a light summary of like what was going on. But yo, it was some fuck shit going on, dude.
There are some serious issues with this. Like how many people attended this? Was this like a fucking...
this was known. There's millions of videos on it, different perspectives and shit.
It just seems so ridiculous that this happened like here.
I mean, we can't blame him.
Like this is some shit I expect to see happen in Cuba.
It was the first time the Olympics was hosted by the U.S. It was the first time ever. So
this is ridiculous to me.
And it was in 1904. We gotta give him some slack.
Dude, 1904, we were way developed.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Like, compared to most other countries, bro.
I mean, yeah, sure. But yeah, dude, it was a fucking shit show, dog. Like, I would have paid money to be there and see that fucking game. I mean, that marathon, whatever. But yeah, that was
This dude probably had it. First of all, he broke his fast by eating some rotten apples. He must have had the gnarliest shits.
Bro, that man couldn't do nothing, dog. He was like, yo, he ended up fucking like throwing up like mid-race. Like he just was throwing up running.
Well, that's a trooper though.
No, that's the Cuba in him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's been through worse.
I respect it.
It's our dog Felix, dog. But yeah, dog, and just like let me see if I wrote anything else. I don't remember anything else. But yeah, that was a light summary of the 1904 Olympics.
Yo, how do you feel about the Gypsy Crusader?
What's that?
Gypsy Crusader was this guy. He used to be a kickboxer.
Okay.
And 7 wins, 7 losses under his record, by the way.
Respect.
Anyways,
neutral.
This guy, he ended up in some shit where he was like protesting during 2020, like the Black Lives Matter shit.
Okay.
He wasn't for it. He was I think he was like against it or some shit.
Right.
Or no. I think he actually was probably in favor of it at that time.
Okay.
And what ended up happening is like they just ran up on him and beat the fuck out of him or some shit. And he just got filled up with like mad hate.
Wait, this is a guy's name, Gypsy Crusader?
That's just what he later
went by?
What he would later go on to call himself.
Okay.
And this Gypsy Crusader guy, man, he was going through it. He already had like a criminal record and shit. And he had an issue with like a gun that obviously if you have like that sort of criminal you can't really get a gun.
A felon can't hold guns, right?
Yeah, you can't have guns, right? And so this was an issue for him. And so like he ended up getting his ass whooped there and he talked about it on TV.
Okay.
And fucking he just felt like shit was closing in on him, man. He felt terrible.
Who specifically whooped his ass though? Black Lives Matter rioters?
Yeah, they just went in there just rioting like a shitload of them, and I'm like, damn. On the one hand, he's a kickboxer, but on the other hand, it's like 30 motherfuckers with like
I mean, there's not much you could do if there's 30 people just
I mean,
giving
like-
you hands and feet, bro.
Some shit like that. It was.
Damn, that's poor guy, dude.
Anyways, I really do feel like I botched that story, but something happened to him related to those protests that really
What?
fucked him up and affected him negatively. And so the way he decided to go about it was he went on. This is the most rational thing ever. You go on Omegle.
Oh God.
This is what he would do. He would go on Omegle, right?
Okay.
And eventually he had like a live stream, followers and shit,
Damn.
like a bunch of people watching him
Twitch shit, yeah.
as he goes through people on Omegle.
Mm.
And he would just find these random people, and he had already become sort of like a Nazi at this time,
Okay.
right? And so he would dress up as the Joker and just start slamming people with N-bombs and shit, and just start talking about how like you need to go back to Africa, like there's no alternative here. This
Oh,
is the only way.
God.
And he would just straight up like N-bomb like black people right there. And he
Jesus
would go.
Christ.
This is one of the craziest things I saw him do. He went on the LGBTQ plus minus double H sign on that part of Omegle.
Okay.
And he would see like trans people and shit.
Oh, man.
And he would just shit on them, even if they were like 14 or some shit.
What was his purpose for all this?
Dude, he was a nihilist. He even dressed up as the Joker one time. You know,
Just for the hell of
he
it.
would dress up as the Joker, as the Riddler.
Oh,
You know?
God. The Gypsy Crusader?
Yeah,
That's
he
his
would
name?
say something like, and when he would dress up as the Riddler, he had some weird ass bars. He was like rhyming and shit, like the
Oh,
Riddler,
God.
right?
On some riddle shit.
Yeah. He's like, riddle me this, you know?
Fucking corny. That's
Yeah, I like he's like, riddle me this. I like music that rhymes. I'm a fraction of the population, but commit half the crimes. And then the person was like about to answer, and he's like and he just N-bombs the fuck out of that shit.
Jesus, bro.
Like music that rhymes, a fraction of the public, but commit half the crimes. This motherfucker sat down and thought of that shit. Went on Omegle, dressed up as the Riddler, and did that.
Shout out to the Gypsy Crusader. Speaking of
No, that dude's
N-bombs-
wild. He ended up in prison again.
He's in
the
prison right
the
now?
FBI raided his home. I forgot what the fuck happened.
Oh, shit.
He was already on the watch list on the Anti-Defamation League as like a fucking white supremacist nationalist, this and that. There were
Oh,
even
damn.
some like white nationalist groups or whatever that were they were like, oh, this guy's giving us a bad name. You know, like if those
Right.
guys are saying you're
if
giving
they're
a-
offended.
yeah, bro,
Type shit.
you gotta.
Speaking of N-bombs.
He's doing 3.5 years right now.
How much?
3.5.
Oh, that's light. I thought
Yeah.
they would have gave him like fucking 20 or some shit. But dude, have you heard of some fucking AI rapper? Tell me you heard of that.
No, I've seen AI machines that try to rap.
Some record company called Capitol Records signed an artificial intelligence rapper.
That's some gimmick shit right there. That
Yes.
I bet that shit
His
raps like
name was
ass.
FN MEKA.
Bruh.
Homie had 10 million followers on TikTok.
Have you heard him?
No, but just recently, there's videos and songs of him, but just recently, he just got dropped due to backlash over racist stereotypes.
Oh, he was definitely created by an algorithm.
He was N-bombing for sure. That's a
Yeah.
bit that I actually thought of, like we putting all this like money and energy into robots, and then eventually they just like go full racist on us later.
Nazi robots might be the thing that happens in the future.
That's insane. Like
That might happen.
getting N-bombed by a robot is wild.
Yeah.
Like that's, but yeah, I just thought all that was just hilarious. Just reading something that said that an artificial intelligence rapper got dropped due to.
But isn't he like a black rapper? Or is he a white AI?
I don't even know.
This is the thing. It's
He's
like
a black.
how's-
He's a black-looking rapper with like green dreads. That's what I
So
see.
he's like racist against black people, and he's black, and he's an AI, and he got dropped from a label for being racist against his own artificial kind.
Confusion emoji. That's
What
like,
the fuck is going on, bro?
Yeah, and then like he has like Instagram posts about like something about like there's like a post about a cop trying to beat him up, and then like I was just like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, yeah, dude, I just
Bro, you gotta send me that shit.
it's not even worth listening to or like watching.
No, I need to understand this, bro. This is something to dive into, bro. This is.
I
real
just think
shit.
it's jokes. That's why I just brought it up.
But
But,
it's-
yeah, I'll send you a link about it or something.
This is fucking wild shit.
I didn't do my diligent research, but like I seen this and I was like, are people even taking this serious, bro? Like, I just thought it was dumb, bro. Bro, I got some great news, by the way.
What happened?
Well, no, I don't know if it's great news, but my man,
yeah.
Dennis Rodman,
What happened with Dennis Rodman?
he is going to Russia to do what Biden couldn't.
What's he gonna do? Talk to Putin?
Nah, he said he's gonna go to
Brittany?
He's gonna go to Russia to free Brittany Griner,
Get the
bruh.
fuck out of here.
That man, Dennis Rodman, dog.
Bro, Dennis Rodman.
Kim Jong-un's friend.
There's not that many people where I say they took too much drugs, but Dennis Rodman took too much drugs.
Bro, Dennis Rodman is literally what all the new rappers want to look like. Like, he's been that. He's been that swag.
I don't know what the fuck he's on, bro.
Nah, but yeah, I think the U.S. did disapprove, obviously.
Think you got the
Oh,
cable
sure, my
stepped on there. There we go.
But yeah, the U.S. obviously disapproved, but he did say that he wanted to go, but I don't think he's going to go anymore.
He might do it, dude. He went to North Korea, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I think he said that like maybe like a couple days ago, and like I just heard recently that he's not going anymore. But he did announce that he was going to go and to, like look out for Brittany and shit.
Dude, I just can't believe he went to North Korea.
That is one of the most ballsiest things a man can do. A black man.
He must have looked so, like, different out there, bro.
No, he was the... People must have thought, like, is he real?
I can't believe these exist.
Like, have you ever... There's a video of, like, this... I used to watch, like, these travel guys that do, like, traveling videos and shit. And there's, like, this white dude named... I forgot his name. But he pulls up to, like, this certain part of Africa. And kids are fucking terrified of him.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking white demon
ghost,
or some shit, yeah.
Like a bro, and then, like... They're trying to tell the kids, like, oh, touch him, it's okay, like.
Oh Jesus.
Like they are
fucking traumatizing these kids.
Traumatized by seeing a white man, bro. Yeah, bro. Like,
yo, they should have warned them ahead of time or some shit, bro. What is this?
There's literally parts of Africa where they just never seen a white person, bro.
Damn, bro, that's wild shit. You think there's still like some white tribe somewhere in the middle of fucking caves in Europe or some shit? They never seen a black dude. You think it's possible?
Yeah. I mean, it's on America soil. It's hard for not.
No, on American soil,
anything else, yeah, I believe it. Like,
there's just so much shit out there that it wouldn't even surprise me. I mean, obviously I think it's unlikely, but fuck me, brother. It's just so much wild shit going on, man.
Dude, what are your thoughts on semen retention?
I think semen retention, especially the way that Indians practice it, not specific, but like the Indian idea of practicing it, right?
Yeah.
Where they like try to get themselves erect.
Yeah.
And not come.
Yeah.
That shit is unhealthy.
You think so?
Because that's just fapping without the orgasm. Like, you get all the dopamine, and then you're probably going to start thinking about beating off constantly because you're still horny because you haven't busted.
Because there's a lot of rappers that are practicing that.
Yeah, I don't think it's different from no fap.
It's definitely different.
Right.
It's not the same. Because you are fucking. You're just not ejaculating.
Yeah, I feel like that's some goofy shit. I don't know. I just feel like that's a fad, It doesn't make any sense.
I forgot why certain artists are using it. I mean, I think I forgot who it was. Joey Badass is specifically using it.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Just on
shit.
some like self-discipline shit.
Yeah,
like,
I think Mike Tyson told him it was fucking retarded. Cause he didn't have sex for 5 years when he was training his ass off, right?
Yeah, and then Mike fucked one of the nights and just still won.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like.
Yeah.
Well, everything that Joey was saying was bull. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he did, like.
Mike is a different animal.
It was a different thing. Like, he was trying to. I don't even think he was. I think he just wanted to stay away from women. He didn't want to get distracted. He didn't want it to fuck up what he had going on because it's boxing and it's really the potential danger is brain damage and that's a bad one.
I mean, we could say that ejaculating probably does give you less energy.
Short term, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can see why a boxer probably would.
I think there's probably other reasons for it though, like other reasons for not, like not necessarily not masturbating, or definitely not avoiding sex in general either, unless your access to sex is so easy,
right,
that you can just get it on demand. Then you probably do want to restrain yourself.
Yeah.
Because then it becomes an addiction, just like porn.
I mean, anything. But yeah, that's a weird. I don't know, man. Semen retention is kind of weird for me.
Here's what I think, man. I think that if a dude is not like talking to chicks and shit like that, Stop beating off. You're giving yourself an, artificial joy that you didn't really earn, and you're confusing your brain into somewhat feeling like it earned it, right?
Right.
And so, like, you probably want to get on that shit where you have, like, an actual reason to get out there.
Right.
And fucking talk and do your thing, right? Don't just fucking beat it off and then just get out there and just then you can't even make eye contact with a chick. There's too many dudes going through that bullshit.
Not even. And when you fuck, it's not going to feel the same because, like, when you're masturbating, you're looking for a specific thing. Like, you want to, like, beat off to something that, you like, So, like, I think, like, you'll probably, like, feel less when you actually fuck a chick.
That happens to, like, serious porn addicts where sometimes they can't even get it up with a chick.
Because they're so used to just, like...
It's not even a thing about their penis. It's like it's a
mental thing at that point.
Yeah, it's a neurological thing that happens, when you develop the addiction to it,
Dude, that's fucking sick.
It's the same thing that happens to a drug addict in some ways. I don't want to, like, they're different, but in terms of dopamine and shit like that, just all these neurotransmitters that give you this sense of craving something, like a reward is about to come.
Yeah.
Right? That type of shit, man, it gives you a different vibe. Because, for example, if you were a drug addict and, the more drugs you end up taking, let's say you're addicted to coke or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just coke gives you such a dopamine rush and such an artificial feeling of a reward is about to arrive. You're about to get something great and you feel like you're over the top and shit. The issue that happens with that is that regular shit just doesn't feel as good. Right? And everything that used to feel good, it stops giving you pleasure.
It's going to feel less as good.
Yeah.
It's not going to feel the same as I used to.
Completely just dumbed down. It's
you found something that, like, gives you even more. Yeah. So it's like the other things that gave you some sort of relief or make you feel good, it's not there anymore.
That's why deprivation can be a good thing to a degree in certain cases and depending on where you're doing it. Like, for example, like there's fasting, for example, right? Like, obviously, if you don't eat for 4 days and then, I just fucking throw a piece of cake at you and you eat that shit, it's going to be the best fucking cake you ever had, right? Because we're in the United States. We're not used to doing that type of shit unless we're, in the habit of doing that type of shit.
We're obese out here, bro.
Right? Yeah, but even the skinny dudes, a lot of these skinny dudes, they eat a shitload of food, right? You probably eat a shitload of food. You get the munchies, you just start munching out on shit.
Yeah. I just have a high metabolism.
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? Like it would happen to anyone that it would just feel a whole lot better if they were deprived of it. And this is fucked up because drug addicts somewhat know this. And a lot of the times they'll sort of go through withdrawals and shit and just wait a few days and then they'll take some heroin again just so it feels better.
Damn.
Right? Which is what Joe Rogan described in when he was talking about beating off.
Okay.
He's like, you ever stop beating off? Somebody asked him, I forgot who the fuck it was. He's like,
what a thing to ask.
Why the fuck would I stop beating off or some shit like that, right?
Right.
And he's like, well, just have you ever tried like just beating off? I mean, sometimes I like stop for a week or some shit, so it feels better when I do it again.
Sure. That's with everything though, no?
And that's just how he phrased it, right? But that's the same thing that like the junkie's doing.
You can apply that to drugs.
It's just a different form of stimulus. Obviously, heroin is a lot more damaging.
Stronger and shit. Fucking what was that shit called? That soldiers used to fucking. Wouldn't they take fucking meth and shit? Pervitin or whatever? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what they used to call it back then.
They had that shit in a fucking
Housewives loved it.
Advil form type shit. It's just like
and a little snorter.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
Do they still sell Pervitin? Hell no.
Nah.
Anywhere?
I don't know about anywhere, but like it's regulated here.
That's insane.
You know what I mean?
Bro.
Like you got to get a prescription for some Adderall and shit. They're definitely not gonna ask you to snort it. It's way more addictive that way.
No, but wasn't Pervitin fucking meth?
Yeah.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah, meth. I mean, you can get a prescription for meth.
Can you?
Yeah.
How?
I swear to God, there's doctors that prescribe it for people that are like morbidly obese and they have like an issue where they binge eat, and so this is the thing about like the amphetamines, like they really take away your appetite.
Gotcha. So what, just helps them lose weight?
Yeah, and they speed up your metabolism. And so if you have like an issue where you overeat a lot, for some people that might help. I don't know, man. I've taken Adderall. That shit doesn't. What it does to me is like I just feel like no desire to eat anything.
Yeah.
And then once it wears off, I just fucking get hungry as fuck. You know? And plus, you don't want to be taking shit like that, bro, because that shit, like, when it wears off, you just feel kind of shitty. It's sort of like a, amphetamine hangover type shit. It's just not good.
Yeah, all these fucking soldiers back then used to take Pervitin and shit. I
Bro.
seen like a story about like some dude who went like fucking and he overdosed on it. Went like 2 weeks without eating, fucking going insane. He was like hallucinating most of the time.
That's some shit that happens, yeah.
He fucking ran into the ops, like the Russians and shit.
Damn, you
like-
meet your ops while you're tripping, dog. That shit'll fuck you up.
Yeah, it was some I forgot it. I don't think it was a Nazi. I think it might have been like some guys from Finland or some shit. I forgot.
Man, that shit must have sucked either way, bro.
Dude, Andrew Tate got banned.
I know he got banned.
What's your thoughts?
I'm not
The
surprised.
misogynistic king got banned.
I'm just, you know what I mean? On the one hand, I'm not surprised. Obviously, he was saying shit that, like, the woke mob is obviously going to bitch and moan about.
Yeah, but I feel like Andrew Tate, whatever he said was so baby compared to like banning Alex Jones. Do I feel like it's a right? No, but do I understand why people
Like, compared to Tate, yeah, obviously.
You
It's
feel
a
me?
completely different
It's a
story.
crazy, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, why even ban someone that just has certain views?
I think he was moving too fast, too soon.
extremely. Like he was
That's the issue.
everywhere. The algorithm was just blowing
Yeah.
him up, bro.
I think one of the things that got Alex Jones banned, it's not just the Sandy Hook shit, man. It's the mass media coverage all at the same time, especially after he went on this TV show on Fox where he was interviewed,
Okay.
and they fucking shat on him for the Sandy Hook thing. They just made it about that.
Damn, Fox News shit on him? I
Yeah.
wouldn't have thought they would.
Oh yeah, they don't give a fuck, bro. It's all owned by the same shit, bro. If you look at the conglomerates and shit, so it's a handful of people. You know, they're all with the Epsteins and Weinsteins and all that bullshit. Hey man, here's an interesting thing. You know, of course, like you know how Weinstein was, how he ended up knowing Jeffrey Epstein and shit like that, right?
This is the movie director guy, right?
Yeah, the one that ended up, he's in prison now.
Jerking off to chicks and shit type shit.
No, that was Louis C.K.
Oh,
This is a guy who was like raping chicks and shit. He was like, "You want the role?
The guy.
Let me stick. If you want the role, let me stick it in your hole." You know what I mean? That was
The guy that all the chicks would bring him up when they win an award.
yeah,
You seen that video?
yeah.
I want to thank Harvey because like he's so amazing and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
everything he's done and it's just like weird because all of them fucking thank Harvey. It's just like a little.
That's the man that I'm talking about right now, right?
Okay. What about him?
You know how he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, right?
Okay. Sure.
And there was a situation where like he pulls up, and I think it was his apartment in France, Jeffrey Epstein's apartment in France, right?
Okay.
And he goes there, and he's like, doing some sexual shit with like his favorite girl. This is his favorite one, but like
Harvey's
apparently he
favorite?
was like, no, it was Epstein's favorite.
Okay.
But apparently he was like treating her bad and shit, andEpstein was like, nah, if anyone's gonna treat my bitch bad, it's gonna be me. You know what I mean? It was
what the fuck?
it was like
the pedo gods.
he didn't say that, but he was
Yeah.
like that. So anyways, he got pissed off at him. He
Okay.
kicked him out,
Wow.
and he was like, fucking don't come back type shit, right?
Okay.
And then he like
what is he, the moral police now?
later on he rated him as like being a pig and
What the
this
fuck?
guy, and I'm like, bro, a fucking pedo,
Pedo war.
like a fucking trafficker, like a child trafficker,
Is saying bad things about you.
about a rapist.
That's insane. Yeah.
Bruh, this is anyways,
That
this
is
guy
sick.
Jeffrey Epstein is on some other shit, bro. It's not just that. It's not just the Epstein shit. It seems like Bill Clinton was his neighbor,
Who's
right?
neighbor?
Was
Harvey Weinstein?
yeah, that
No
was his
way.
neighbor. Yeah, and so
Oh,
if you look
God.
at the court documents, there's like the women that were pressing charges against him.
Sure.
They were like saying, oh yeah, he would brag a lot about how he like his neighbor is Bill Clinton. They live in New York,
Man.
and so like
The real pedo gods right there.
yeah, man. And so I'm seeing this shit, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then one of them was like, oh, but then it really intimidated me when he got off a call with Bill Clinton, right? Where he
Okay.
was talking to Bill Clinton about how much he had donated to Hillary Clinton's campaign, and he donated like $1.4 million to her, which is more money
What a waste.
accepted by Weinstein than like any other politician accepted.
Damn, really?
Yeah,
That is based.
that's like I swear to God, yeah. So that was the issue with that shit, man. That was just weird. And then there's like, you've heard of John of God, right?
No.
John of God, like this guy, like this is another thing, bro. Oprah, like, why is she like so into these freaks? You know what I mean? Like, why is she friends with all these freaks? It's creepy.
She's a fucking weirdo.
She's a fucking weirdo,
and
bro.
she doesn't even like black people.
I don't fuck with her.
Bro, who likes Oprah, bro?
I don't fuck with her. I don't. Listen.
50 called his dog Oprah just because he...
He's saying you a bitch.
Yeah, pretty much. They had an interview about it, like, because they weren't super cool at all.
Yeah.
And then eventually they had, like, an interview to, like, squash it up. And then Fifth's like, yeah, I had named my dog after you. And, like...
Oh.
Yeah, but whatever. What were you saying?
I was just saying, look, like, for example, all right, like, Oprah, you know, you see pictures of Oprah, like, she's kissing Jeffrey Weinstein on the...
Right.
I mean, not Jeffrey, Harvey Weinstein in the mouth, right?
Oh, word?
I mean, not in the mouth, in the cheek.
I was about to say.
In the cheek. Wow, I'm fucking all over the place today.
I did not know
Jesus
that.
Christ. Anyway, so that's happening, and then at the same time, you got, like...
She's connected, bro.
And first of all,
she's one of the richest fucking people.
But you know who she made famous?
Who?
Like, really famous?
Who?
John of God. Do you know John of God?
You just asked me now. Who is
Yeah,
this?
John of God is this guy from Brazil who was in charge of this cult.
Oh,
right?
my God. We spoke about this.
I know
the dude that was fucking doing...
Incisions. He was doing surgery on people without anesthesia and shit.
And without even being a like, he had no practice in this fucking field. Or
right.
Whatever. He was just a random doing this.
But it wasn't just that. It was like, for example, and then Marina Abramovic, right, the spirit cooking lady from the whole Pizzagate bullshit, she ends up going to one of his things just so she can observe it, God. And she finds it mad spiritual and shit. And Oprah interviewed this guy and was like, oh, he's a spiritualist. And he's like, I'm like, bitch, what are you doing?
You're fucking retarded.
Like, are you in on this? Do you like this? What
dude.
are you doing, bro? Like, are you getting something out of this? Fuck you. What are you doing?
She tried to play it off like he was some fucking religious type of dude.
You're promoting a fucking cult, lady. What are you doing? They're fucking making incisions on people without anesthesia.
And then the reactions of some of those guys that they were like, oh my God, I was seeing yellow. Or like he was saying, like they would say some weird ass shit.
He scrapes your fucking eyelid. Of course you're going to see yellow.
Yeah, like they would say some weird shit and they were fine with it. I'm like, yo, something weird is like...
But you remember how it ended for John of God, right?
Not exactly. He's dead?
Dude, this is what happened with John of God. He ended up getting exposed with all these fucking lawsuits and shit.
Right.
Where he was apparently raping all of these women that were inside of his cult.
Oh, yeah.
Now, but it was worse than that. It was much worse than that because the accusations that were coming in from a lot of the people that were there were saying that what this man was doing was not just raping these women, right? The women would get pregnant, and then once they had a kid, he would keep them as a slave to do fucking bullshit, fucked up work for him.
All type of shit.
And then after that, he would, you understand what's happening, but
we only know surface level shit. We don't really know what's going on.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, look, there's people that have had a neighbor for 30 years, bro. Next thing you know, that guy ends up fucking shooting 8 people and fucking...
He could be the school shooter, though.
Skull fucking some dude from South Dakota for whatever reason.
Yeah, that is insane, dude. Another random thing I was watching, dude, some lady actually survived a fucking 33,000 fall from the air, from the sky. I mean.
33,000 feet fall from the air?
Yeah, she was, I believe she was a flight attendant.
I believe she was indestructible.
Let me explain. She was a flight attendant, and the fucking plane blew up.
Yeah.
While they were just riding normally.
Fucking insane.
So all these fucking people on the flight are just like falling from like 30,000 feet. So whatever. The lady, the flight attendant, she actually passes out while all this is going on because she has low blood pressure. Therefore, and by the way, she's on like this. Obviously, the plane blew up, so like it's just parts of the plane.
Yeah.
She's on this part of the plane where like she was just like it kind of gave her some like. Something on the back of her, so like
break the fall for her,
type shit. Exactly. I don't know how to best describe that, but whatever. She passed out, and she's on this part of the plane still, and it was snowing. There was a lot of snow that day.
Mm-hmm.
The plane, the part where she was on, she ended up falling on some snow, and there was like a lot of trees and a lot of wood and shit. So that's how she ended up actually surviving. A man, because the fucking plane blew up and shit. A man, when she had fell, a man had seen her and like actually saved her life, took her to like his house and shit, and like until she was good or some shit, and then took her to the hospital with her. Bro, every single bone in her body I think was broken from that fall.
I'm just amazed that she survived this shit. But they landed, of course, in the ocean.
No, they didn't land on the ocean.
They didn't land on
They
the
landed on snow.
They landed on snow.
On fucking snow,
On
bro.
30,000 feet of snow.
Swear to God, bro. And she was actually alive. And the fact that she had passed out during all that saved her life.
Now, she landed, I assume, in a situation where she was covered by certain parts of the plane that protected her during the fall.
Yeah, she was in a part of it. It was like a little part of the plane that she was in, but she was passed out during that whole time, I believe.
It just seems so incredible to survive something like that.
Yeah, dude. But like I said, she had broken like almost every single part of her body, but she eventually like healed, and like she eventually became a fucking like a celebrity. She was actually from
Is she healthy? Does she have a limp?
Yeah, of course. She had like a bad leg after that though. And like she wasn't able to make
that's such a low price to pay considering what happened.
Let me continue. She wasn't able to have kids after that either. She wasn't able to like she was fucked up, bro. Like she could still walk and do shit, but like I think her right leg was extremely bad and she couldn't have kids after that. And like, bro, imagine every part of your fucking bone is just broken. You know how long that probably took to like just like fix her up and shit? But whatever, she ended up getting a Nobel Peace Prize.
The fuck?
Just because she fucking survived it, which is kind of weird.
I gotta look into this, bro.
I'm telling you, the YouTube channel I sent you, these are all videos that I just been binge watching.
Some wild shit you just fucking.
Yeah, the Brazilian shit was one of them too. But so yeah, and then they ended up giving her like some type of Nobel Peace Prize, some bullshit there for surviving and shit. And then she ended up becoming like an what are those people that are against the government? Fuck, what's the word? I'm fucking fried right now.
Against the government?
Yeah, like if you're on some like
anarchist,
there you go. Like then she ended up becoming on some anarchist shit, like out of nowhere, and then she ended up becoming like what happens when you're on that? They consider you they consider you a threat to the, I forgot the actual term, dude. When you're on some like anarchist shit, that you're considered, there's a term for it. I forgot what it's called. But whatever, the government ended up charging her with some shit there.
Don't tell me they put her on the state terrorist list or
There
some
you
shit.
go. That's what it's called. Whatever it is, she was like a threat to the state or whatever, a threat to some shit it was called. And yeah, dog. And then she ended up just like dying lonely in her house, bro.
The fuck?
That was just a quick summary of that little story.
That's a bad life, but it's not as bad as Sporus.
And the whole reason why she even wanted to even like start flying and shit and do that, because she wanted to go see the Beatles. She was a huge Beatles fan. And you know what's the craziest part of all that? After she got into the accident and shit or whatever, and she landed the fall, she didn't remember any of it, and she just kept flying. Like she was just extremely enthusiastic about flying still. And then the craziest part, this shit all turns around. The Nobel Peace Prize or whatever the award she got was actually awarded by a fucking Beatles. Like one of the Beatles. I forgot which one it was.
One of the Beatles gave her the award?
Yes.
Did she remember that?
Of course.
Because I'm thinking to myself.
No, that was after.
She have Alzheimer's at this point?
That was when the country.
She just didn't remember what happened. She had amnesia.
Yeah, exactly. But like after like the country considered her a hero, quotation, and then like this and that, one of the Beatles actually gave her the award. So the reason why she even flied was, it came full circle. But like she ended up living a horrible life at the end. She was miserable.
Hey, at least she met
a bunch of people were dying to interview her, but she would decline interviews about the fall and shit because she got tired of telling the story. And yeah, she ended up just dying in her house.
I would not be surprised if that had some damage on like her cognitive abilities, man, on like her thinking process and shit. And
bro, 100%. You just felt.
And the brain damage that's possible. After
you got to remember though, she didn't remember any of it though, because she was passed out.
Yeah, but the issue is like if you see, like for example, if she had like brain damage that you can actually spot, like hemorrhaging or some shit like that.
Yeah, I imagine.
I mean, she probably would have died if it was like that, but she could have had some amount of significant brain damage that occurred as a result of that accident, and it could have affected the way she behaved like forever without her even knowing it.
100%.
You know, it happens to fighters all the time, man. Like a lot of the times you see fighters are coming up and they're doing all right, and then later on you'll end up seeing that they end up catching these charges. They end up getting caught for stupid shit, not even steroids or anything like that, but just stupid shit like fucking
They
cocaine.
got on their Aaron Rodriguez.
It's
shit.
like, bro, cocaine gets out of your system in like a few fucking days, bro. Like if you're taking cocaine, if you got tested
that much
positive,
coke. Yeah.
like yo, you were doing that shit the day before your fight, my dude. What are you doing?
Dude, you ever heard about the Devil's Bible?
Yeah,
You know about that?
I've heard about it.
About the guy, about how like the whole thing was written,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, the thing is that it's a huge fucking book.
Yeah.
Like you know the size.
Didn't he get attacked the other day? The guy that wrote that shit.
Oh, I don't know about any about that.
Wait,
This is a video from one of these videos.
Where you're saying the Devil's Bible?
Yeah, it's a huge book where it comes, and it's like a bunch of religions in one book. I forgot it. You got to watch the video about it. But like, and then like the whole like shtick about that book is that there's a devil drawn in it, and the whole book is written like if a guy just read it in one whole sitting, like in an hour. But it's fucking long as shit. Like the handwriting is perfect to a fucking T, because the story is that the devil actually helped him write it. He sold his soul, etc., etc. You gotta watch more of it. It's extremely interesting, like how it was made and all that.
That's a wild thing to me. I mean, I've heard a lot of.
I'm telling you, dude, this dude's YouTube channel is just a podcast, bro. Like, there's so many things that we could actually like focus.
I mean,
on.
I know the Satanic Bible. I know that, but that's like.
Look, it was actually this. I'll give you a quick. I think they just called it the Devil's Bible. The actual name of it. They're gonna say it. It's something with a G, I think. I'm not sure.
Survived this, as it seems it wasn't in the monastery at the time.
I think it's called the Monastery, or no, I could be wrong.
The legends surrounding the book's creation are more worn and tanned than
Look how big that shit is,
Says
dude.
the Devil's Bible, but that's not the name of the actual book.
Yeah, I think that's what they just called it.
called the Devil's Bible.
Let me see what it's actually called.
Formulae, medical practices. It seems the Codex Gigas was
Look how big that shit is, dude.
collection of human knowledge.
It's huge.
So why then is it commonly called the Devil's Bible?
Watch.
Well, there's a full page dedicated to this big drawing of the devil himself. Jesus, look at him. It seems this large illustration of the devil has always been what the book was best known for, as the pages around where it appears in the manuscript are more worn and tanned than the rest of the codex. But having a big page full of devil isn't the only thing that gives this book a dark and creepy nature. A legend surrounding the book's creation and how the devil came to appear so prominently is also pretty spooky. Now, this legend was already recorded in the Middle Ages, so it goes back a long time. According to the legends, there was once a monk in the monastery who had broken his vows. And was
Oh yeah. Now I remember.
alive. The monk pleaded for his life and promised the other monks that if they gave him just one more night to live, he would create a glorious manuscript of all human knowledge in exchange for his freedom. The other monks agreed and allowed him the night to complete this task.
Pretty much, the motherfucker couldn't finish it. He ends up selling his soul to the devil, and the devil ends up writing the whole book for him. Quotation.
Right.
That's the story. And then the thing that's weird is that, like, if an average person writing this book, it would take fucking like probably months and years.
Yeah.
But the way that it's like, it was scientifically proven, like the way it was written, it was perfect to a T. Like if the person wrote it one whole night. And that's what they claim, like the whole thing about the devil, etc. There's more to it though, but just dude, this guy makes interesting shit, bro. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I wish I don't remember much of it. This is like probably a video I quickly skipped. I sent you the one where like the guy. Did I send you that one? Let's see.
Listen, man. It was a big ass book. Now, whether or not it was written in one sitting, I don't know. That's the wild thing to me. It's like I don't even know if you can prove something like that scientifically, you know.
Yeah, I mean handwriting and all that.
Yeah, handwriting. Yeah, you can show that it was written by the same person.
Yeah, but even after, let's say it took, because I think it might have took years. I think your handwriting just automatically will change because I don't know what the specifics are, but I don't think can you write the same exactly you did like from 5 years ago or like maybe 2 years ago?
It's
hard to say.
It's hard because there's a lot of, like, for example, there's a lot of bullshit they use in court.
Okay.
Like, for example, like measuring a dude's teeth and shit. They've done it with like famous serial killers.
Oh, like
and
people
shit
that
like
bite shit, like
shit like that, yeah. And
that dude's name, Jeff.
there's some sciences that they call sciences that just shouldn't be in court because they're like a lot of them are like, for example, a lie detector test. That shit is bogus. Right.
Yeah, because you could fake it.
Yeah.
Isn't it based on?
No, or even if you can't fake it, it might give the opposite result. Like, let's say I didn't kill somebody, but you're asking me if I killed somebody, and
I'm
know,
extremely nervous,
and I'm nervous as fuck.
Isn't
Yeah.
it based on your heart?
It's based on your sympathetic nervous system response. Yeah.
So like, if you're like more nervous during a question, that may give it a like, oh, he's
Yeah,
lying.
and they use baseline questions, right? But like, what's your name isn't the same reaction
Right.
at all as like, oh,
Did you murder somebody this
you know
day?
what I mean? That shit'll fuck you up.
I mean, you'll be nervous, period, just dealing with a fucking, what's
And
it called, a polygram?
A polygraph test, yeah.
Polygraph.
And so I'd be thinking to myself, like, bro, a psychopath would have an easier time passing that shit being guilty than a, fucking innocent poor
yeah,
fuck.
because he
you know?
doesn't feel shit. Yeah, exactly. So which is funny. It's just
Even if
ironic.
that's not the case, there's no such thing as a lie detector, and just using it in court is so outdated and full of shit. It just shouldn't be there.
But it's definitely a thing, though. People definitely, police rely on it. Like, if
Yeah, they shouldn't.
I don't know why they do, but
It's a thing. Like, bro, psychologists have like looked at that shit so fucking much, and it's just ridiculous how bad it is to use this to decide whether or not someone is going to fucking prison.
dude, the actual way I got to this guy's page is actually this, because of you. Check it out.
For nearly 50 years, solar ray vitamins have helped people to live.
Conspiracy theory. He's no longer with us to continue. Known as Bill Cooper is perhaps one of
Oh, shit.
This is why I got into it. Because I literally searched up, like, William Cooper or whatever on YouTube, and this dude's video popped up, and, like,
Bill Cooper, bro.
he just, like, talks about, like, all this shit. The animation with, like, the guys and shit, all this shit's funny as fuck, too. Like, it's super dope. If we could do, like, skits based off, like, some drawing like this,
Yeah, no, that would be
be
great.
amazing,
Yeah.
bro. Yo, if anybody knows how to do whiteboard animation with, like, funny, like, I don't know what it's called, stick figures or, like, just funny-looking people, hit us up, man. We will pay you, like.
Listen, man.
But yeah, he talks about that. Dude, there was a fucking Nazi who became a football star. Like, there's so much shit we could just, like, I gotta come more organized next time, though. Like, we gotta talk about, like, two specific.
I'll check out the channel.
Check out the channel,
Yeah,
dog.
before next time. But man, I was thinking, because you mentioned Bill Cooper again. Fucking
Let's talk about him.
just a wild thing to me, man. And just like the impact he had on people like Alex Jones, and like obviously like there's a bunch of commonalities that you'll find in terms of the way they think. Like, they all believe in like these secret societies that have been around for thousands of years, and they've been transmitted and different names and all that, but it's the same secret society. And they're basically, what their secret society is about is like controlling people.
Right.
That's what it is. And like, you move up one level and you think you're the shit, but basically they're just, controlling you. And when you get to the upper echelon, they teach you how to control other fucking people. But that's really the secret, is just how to
Gotcha.
control people.
Just control people.
And just like hypnosis and all these weird,
Forms of brainwashing.
religion and fucking, like illusions and shit that you can use, especially back in the day before they had like the technology that we have now.
Right.
And
Yeah, I've seen the video. Talks
Yeah.
about Bill Cooper or William Cooper.
psychopathy.
What?
Program psychopathy. Like programming you to be a psychopath generation after generation. Like, for example,
The fuck?
one of the ideas would be like, for example, if you get a child and you just abuse the fuck out of it, you mistreat it like shit, and especially if it's an intelligent child, if it's the right one,
Okay.
most children will die, right? This is their theory. I'm just putting
Okay.
it. But basically what they're saying is like there's been bloodlines of psychopathy that's been transmitted through the abuse. It's reinforced, and so what they do is like, this is what like they rape the kid, and this
Then the
and
kid
that,
becomes a rapist.
and they end up with a split personality,
Gotcha.
and they dissociate from the experience, and then you can manipulate the different personalities, right? And they say that you do this with a lot of celebrities, and this is like part of MK Ultra apparently, or whatever.
Okay.
And then there's different forms of it, right? Like, some of it is like people that are, they just are that way, like families, their bloodlines, their genealogy, they've been generation after generation. These are like the
royal family type shit.
the royal family, the
Right.
very famous,
Eugenics, all this
the
weird
Rothschilds, the Rockefeller, all that bullshit, right? And then you have sort of like the families that are sort of like, just basically slaves, and they're like a shell of a person. with split
Jesus.
personalities because they've been getting raped since they were like 1.
God
Right.
damn.
And so this is just how they were like brought up and sort of like how they were brought into the world. And basically they'll have like a split personality and they'll use one to do one thing and another to do another.
That sucks.
Right, that type of shit.
That's
This is I recall this, like hearing this from Alex Jones a while back ago, and hearing it in so-called Project Monarch from MK Ultra experiments and shit, type shit. I'm not saying any of that is true. I'm just saying this is like the speculation.
Just things that people do bring up.
Yeah, and this is sort of like, and Alex Jones did try to explain this to people, but it's just, even for him, it's hard because when he tries to say some shit like that, people are like, dude, this guy's fucking nuts.
Yeah, he's a flock of shit.
Because when you try to say some shit like that, bro, like, fuck.
It's always gonna be the fuck this guy.
It's
I
hard.
don't know what he's talking about.
It's a rough one getting people to get through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking. No, yeah. Apparently, William Cooper knew about 9/11 before it even like.
Oh
happened.
yeah, he was talking about it. Yeah, he was talking about it months before.
I heard about that. Fucking. The motherfucker wasn't paying taxes. Apparently,
I mean, not months before, but a long time before he was talking about it. Yeah.
he wasn't paying taxes, and then like, I forgot what happened. He had sent his fam like, cause he knew like shit was about to go down.
Oh yeah, he ended up going to a fucking indigenous area, and the indigenous police over there, they ended up coming to him.
Yeah, he used to live on this like hill.
Yeah.
So he would be able to see
Yeah.
like any cars pulling up.
He
or
said
any
he would
fuck
not be
shit.
taken alive.
Yeah, and then like eventually they did pull up and like it was a wrap.
Yeah, yeah.
Super interesting guy though. For
Just
sure.
as he predicted, you know. Now, some people think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and other people think it's like a, well, they were just onto his ass, and they use the IRS as an excuse, right? It's hard to say.
It's just fucking raining, bro.
It's hard to say, man.
Whew, William Cooper, dog. Damn, they did my boy like that. Why they do him like that? Is it raining? Raining?
It's
Nah.
raining. I
Should I put the windows up?
see people running.
Because I feel like it's about a fluke.
Listen, man. Bill Cooper was the man, you know.
Damn, bro.
He never went outrageous. He only said what he could sort of show from, you know, the text from back in the day and like just the old books and traditions and shit.
That is, yeah, that shit is wild, dude. I was, just the fact that they fucking actually murdered him, bro.
Killed his ass, bro. Yeah.
I think I was speaking the truth, dog, and just, well, didn't he talk about also about, I don't remember, it was about aliens or some shit. I gotta watch that video
I don't
again.
think he was very interested in aliens.
I forgot what his exact take was on aliens, but I forgot. They had talked about it too.
I don't recall his takes on aliens.
Let me see if I have what oh yeah, I was gonna say this. Fucking, I don't know if I've ever even brought this up, but when Osama bin Laden was killed, the person who killed Osama bin Laden,
Yeah.
was actually jamming to a song from the game.
For real?
Yeah.
I wonder if the game knows that.
He does. He fucking brags about it on Drink Champs.
That's a flex.
No, 100%.
That's a hell of a flex.
He had said One Blood, like that was the song he was listening to. You remember that song? Blood,
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah,
blood.
yeah,
Just imagine a fucking army guy just jamming to that and just murders fucking
I
Osama
can't
bin
even
Laden.
believe that. There's interviews with this fucking guy now.
But the actual song was Red Nation by the game. It wasn't One Blood. And
fucking wild.
that is a fucking flex for real, bro. You know what that is? A dude just had your song on and just murdered fucking Osama bin Laden while it. Yeah, dog.
The level of flex there is just
Yeah, when I
incredible.
heard that, I was just like, I couldn't even have fathomed that. Like, it was just like,
bruh. I don't even know what to say to that.
yeah,
It's-
I just had to bring that up. That's insane, dude. As an artist, you must feel. I think I just stopped.
Isn't it wild how people celebrate when like certain people die? It's like, you know, you're a piece of shit.
It's fucked up.
You know what I
In a
mean?
way, it's fucked up.
Cause it's like Osama bin Laden, bro. You were too sick to give a fuck if you're dead. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
And then at the same time, like when Fidel Castro died, like everybody in Hialeah celebrated like a motherfucker.
Para
Right.
49.
Everybody was turning up all day, and then in Cuba,
Pots and pans.
people had to like secretly in Cuba, like, because they didn't want to sell liquor. You couldn't be drinking and shit.
Yeah, after
Everything
that
was
first-
forbidden. They didn't want anybody celebrating, right?
Motherfuckers were in the crib, super quiet. Like, yo.
Yeah. Everybody was scared and shit.
That sucks, dude. And you know what that is? That you don't even have the right to just like feel good. That's crazy.
That's some
bro.
wild shit, bro. That's just what it is, you know.
Damn, G. Fuck, what was I gonna say? I just had I forgot.
It's probably a lie.
Could be.
It's just some shit my pops be saying. He's like, if you forgot it, it was
Probably
probably
a lie.
bullshit.
It's probably bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't think I got anything else, bro.
Well, I mean, we're in 15
15 what?
minutes.
Oh, an hour and 15 minutes. Do we have enough battery still?
We're at 22.
All right, not bad. We still.
We're at 22.
We'll talk for like 5 more. Let's see.
We can pimp it out in this bitch.
Let's see what else we got, fellas and ladies who are listening.
I didn't come strapped, with a whole bunch of topics and shit.
It's all right, dog. I got you. I'll bring up.
You know what I've been thinking about doing though is just memorizing one of those Stoic books
Why memorize it?
because it's really short and it's really good. This is Epictetus. You ever read Epictetus?
Negative.
Oh man, he's my favorite Stoic. To be honest with you.
He's an author.
Well, yeah.
That's the name of the book or the name of the guy?
No, that's the name of the guy. He was
Oh.
actually born a slave.
Oh shit.
Born a slave.
Shit.
And then when he died, he was actually forced to commit suicide because I think he was fucking like royalties, fucking their bitch, right?
Damn.
You can't fuck royalties, bitch, like that. You know what I'm
Props
saying?
to that guy.
So he got
yeah.
caught slipping, and they told him like they were gonna kill him or he had to kill himself. He was like, fuck it. To him, it was like nothing. I swear to God, this dude, he just slit his throats in a hot bathtub, and that was it. Call it a life.
Damn, poor guy.
Yeah.
Bro.
No, for him it was like on
Sweet.
some whatever shit. I swear to God, this is the thing about the Stoicism. I think Stoicism is a great combination with meditation. I really do, because they fall so well in line together, right?
Okay.
Because Stoicism is like a way of thinking about life and yourself in relationship to nature and
Sure.
just having a perspective that makes you strong about whatever happens to you. It's like the ultimate mindset. If you were to send somebody off to war, this is what you would want them to think. Right? If you were to send somebody off to face
you
a
would
very
definitely want to think as
a very difficult life, this is how you want them to be prepared psychologically for it, right?
100%.
Doesn't mean there's not flaws in it. I mean, I made a whole video criticizing Stoicism. It was mostly like recalling shit that Nietzsche had said about Stoicism,
Oh, okay.
right? But I'm thinking about just memorizing that book and just reframing it in my mind just to see how much bullshit I can catch in it.
Right.
And how much good I can catch in it, because Epictetus was an interesting dude. This guy had a fucking limp and shit.
Okay.
Fucked up. He was born a slave and he worked his way up, and then he fucked around and started moving too fast, and
Damn, G.
that's how it is.
Listen, bro, he was piping royalty, dog.
That's what I'm saying, though. You can't be fucking around,
Swag to him, dog. But damn, sad that he had to go out like that.
Listen, man, if you attached to... See, that's the thing. I feel like he wasn't that attached to that nut, but he wasn't that attached to life either. So he wasn't afraid of letting it go.
Fucking, the gay bomb was a real thing.
Bro, why you just bring up gay bombs and shit? What's going on
Listen,
here,
these
man?
are chemical weapons that the U.S. was trying to make.
The fuck is the gay... Is that the name of it?
No, they were trying to make a bomb that
would turn people
let
gay?
off gay. Yes, that turned people gay.
So Alex Jones was right. It just ended up turning the frogs gay instead.
Listen, this guy Alex Jones is ahead of his fucking time, bro.
Right.
We're clear on this.
We got established facts here.
We know this. V and Ape knows this already.
This is
But
true.
that is one of the videos. Unbelievable chemical weapons. They did make a bomb that they thought would actually turn people gay. And then the funny thing is, which was ironic, it was like, what was the point of that?
How you feel about reptilians?
Listen, shout out to David Icke. All right.
Are you open to that one?
That theory?
That's a hard one, right? That's a hard one
Come
to get
on, bro.
across.
I don't. The only one that I believe is a reptile is Mark Zuckerberg.
No, that's a no-brainer.
Like,
I feel like he's some sort of mix between reptilian bloodlines
/ AI.
It's like a
Yeah.
cyborg.
He might be that.
He's like a crocodile with like a computer eye,
100%.
webcam, third eye,
If there was any human that I had to bet my money on, it would definitely be Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark is a sick fuck.
Is he though?
I'm just saying, he looks too weird to not be. You know what I mean?
He looks robotic, dog. You're right. 100%.
There's nothing natural about the way that guy moves, man. That's not a human.
He's just base,
This
bro.
guy does not feel.
I seen him on the Lex Friedman shit. Fucking robot.
That fucked me up.
I couldn't even believe Lex Friedman had him.
Even when he tries to act human, And Lex is robotic as fuck, but
100%.
in comparison, he was like the most human I've ever seen.
100%.
Right.
And think about it. Mark doesn't take a lot of interviews. I don't even know how he got Mark, to be honest. I mean, how Lex got him.
But how do these guys live is what I ask myself. Because there's some levels of fame, like Lex, for example, right? Like he has a famous podcast,
Sure,
right? And I'm sure he'll get recognized in the streets and shit. But he's not the type of guy that like every other fucking person knows who he is.
He's not celebrity.
And then there's Joe Rogan, who's like even more famous,
that's-
number one podcast. It's like a guy like that. You walk around and every other
person,
every other dad who has his kid doing jujitsu, he's like, oh fuck Joe, bro, you're the fucking shit, bro.
For sure.
And then there's Mark Zuckerberg, where everybody knows who you are, and most people don't necessarily have a good opinion.
I mean, yeah, we could get into that.
How can this guy walk outside without fucking? This guy can't take his daughter out for a walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just not who. This is like the Windsors over in fucking what do you call this shit? Over in England, the royal family and shit, right? Like, these people can't just take their kids for a walk.
I mean, I'll challenge that. I think Mark probably could. I don't. Obviously, he can't to an extent.
I think in his neighborhood.
Type shit, yeah.
Because these people live with each other.
100%.
Right.
If he pulls up to a fucking local Walmart, it's game over.
Right.
Like,
but I don't think they want to be around regular people. I think they want to be with each other.
bro, of course.
Right?
You think that fucking robot wants to be around people?
Of course not. Look, he wants to be with his species. Right?
I just think Mark, I don't know, dude. He doesn't seem normal to me.
He can't.
Like, the guy's fucking stacked. Like,
he doesn't have a soul though. He cannot enjoy the money.
What's the thing with people? Why do people actually really hate Mark Zuckerberg though?
Well, part of it is because Facebook is a shitstorm.
But how is it really such a shitstorm though?
It's a shitstorm because it fucking censors shit.
Censorship.
Illogically,
That's number one. We know that one. Ads.
And it's such a huge fucking platform.
Right.
And they've been involved in a bunch of scandals and a bunch of bullshit.
They say that it's extremely biased toward one sort of politics, etc., etc. Yeah, I know.
Now you could say, oh, all the other social media companies
are like that too. Yeah.
But Facebook is a lot bigger than them. Facebook is way bigger than Twitter. I'm talking about.
That's a fact. We know.
I'm talking in terms of like market cap.
Gotcha. Is Facebook? Well, Facebook's owned by Instagram. I mean, no, vice versa.
Yeah,
Instagram's owned by Facebook.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say Instagram's bigger, but there's probably more people on Facebook.
It's the same guy though.
Yeah, so it's
we're talking the same guy.
It doesn't even matter. Yeah, it's like yeah, I got you.
And WhatsApp, which has had its own scandals with like how easy it is to like traffic children and make illegal back and forth shit going on there, right?
WhatsApp is like the international swag. Like, it's just on some.
I talk to people. I talk to my uncle in Cuba. There, like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's an international app. Like, all type of places.
I talked to him today. Shit.
100%. Yeah. Nah, I would talk to my parents through WhatsApp when they were in fucking Mexico and shit.
Shit.
WhatsApp is extremely clutch, bro.
Thought your parents in Mexico? That should be on some wild shit, bro.
Yeah, they had one on vacation like a couple years ago. I think it was like 1 or 2.
But they didn't go to like Tijuana or some shit, right?
Nah, I think they had one to Cancun, to be specific.
Oh, okay. That
tourist areas, bro.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, right now Mexico's on fire.
Yo, I saw Tijuana. Yo, everything was on fire.
Literally.
Everything was on fire.
Cars, bars.
People do not give a fuck. The cartels just pulled up and they were like, we're angry for whatever reason. And instead of like being logical, we're just gonna fuck everything up, and then you have to decide how to make a stop.
That's why they always win.
Well, yeah, man.
As sad as that is, violence wins a lot of the time.
It's so sold out. Like, the government is so sold out, so intermingled with it, so corrupt at this point.
Bro.
It's not a country anymore in any stable sense.
It's a cartel country.
That's what I'm saying. It's too mixed up with the bullshit, and there's no. Like, this is the thing. The United States, like, what, for better or worse, this is their problem because they have them in the border, right? They have the richest, most prosperous country in the world right next to Mexico, the cartel country, which is going through so much shit. People are getting murdered. People are getting fucking human trafficking is rampant. Yeah. There's a bunch of people from all the other countries out there that are using Mexico and the cartels that are traveling people, right, telling them that they're going to take them all the way across
to
the border.
US, and then they catch them in a truck, fucking dying of heat.
You
and
understand what
like,
I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. How much
too
people
rampant.
died in Texas not so long ago?
It's too rampant. Yeah, there's a truck full of 40 people fucking dead and shit.
Bro, you know what that is, dog? To be in a truck in the
Ridiculous.
back, heat, fucking burning desert hotness.
Death all over the place, man. Mexico's going through it. Yeah.
And that's probably where like a bunch of immigrants like probably go to first, and then go to like inside the U.S.
Dude, this is where Cubans are going to try to get in here.
Bro, I don't even think like people are gonna be able to seek asylum that much, because the amount of people who got deported, like in these current years versus like back then, like it's a.
There's been so much more people trying to come in, though. That's the other thing.
Sure, 100%.
You know, it's
but how do you even decide who gets to stay and who doesn't, though? Because all Cubans,
they don't ask.
All Cubans are going through that right now, and they've been going through that.
It's
so.
illegal. They're deporting as many Cubans as they can all the time. I see articles all the time.
But morally, though, you don't think that's wrong?
Like to deport them?
Just any country. It could be, forget about Cuba, just any country that goes through some like fucked up shit and they're trying to seek asylum.
I don't have any problem with people trying to seek asylum.
Like I don't.
But that to me is independent from what the country should do and what its law should be. Because like I think everyone should do what they think is in their best interest, so long as they don't hurt other people. Right. But at the same time, it's not practical for every country to oblige everyone in their own pursuit of that. Right. And so it's different. What should a country do? Right. If this was back in the day where we didn't have all the programs that we have nowadays, and there weren't all these benefits and all this shit, then you would have a better argument for like not even having borders. Right, because you're not opting into like some like these benefits and all these programs that exist right now. But now you do. Now you have like a huge welfare state, and so like people, if they're able to apply for benefits one way or another, right? The people that are paying for that were the people that were working in order to generate those tax dollars to put that there, right? And a lot of them are actually illegal immigrants, right?
I get it, but my question is though, like. Because I just, like, not so long ago, like, searched up the whole seek asylum thing. Because I was actually curious, like...
Yeah.
I feel like it's so... black. It's not black and white.
You destabilize the country immediately doing that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But isn't that a law, though? That, like, you could, like, people could turn into citizens? You
can seek asylum, but there's a definition of what asylum is.
Then what is it, then? Give me that, because I don't know.
I'm not a lawyer.
You don't know though? You wouldn't know?
No. I mean, you can say that you're seeking asylum if you're like a political prisoner that escaped or some shit like that. But if you're like leaving for economic reasons or some shit like that, that's not asylum. That's just you want a better life, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. So in that sense, it wouldn't be like you can't just pull up to the U.S. and be like, yo, I want a better life.
Nah, bro, there'd be no illegal immigrants. What the fuck?
True.
Everybody be legal. You know what I mean?
So seeking asylum would be strictly just being a political prisoner?
No, not strictly. There's other reasons, but like economic things and shit like that. Like there's people, for example, in terms of like when there's an emergency in a country, like for example, some shit like in Ukraine.
Sure.
They'd be a lot more willing to like accept it.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay. And debatably, I mean, you could say that like, yo, the shit that's happening in Tijuana, like, yo, what if they just burn down your business and like they killed your daughter? Or they just
burn where you live.
And like, what are you supposed to do? Where do you go? You know, like what are you supposed to? I don't know.
That's a tough one, though.
I don't know, because there's a part of me. It's like I can't criticize someone
that's doing that.
I can't criticize anyone for trying to like better themselves without hurting other people. The issue is like this. It's not just them. They're getting used. The cartels are trying to transport these people. They're killing them. They're trafficking them. They're selling their organs. They're raping kids. They're doing all types of fucked up shit to these same fucking people that are trying to seek asylum, right? And there's no way to get them here safely because of the disaster that the country is. And so let's say you took out all these people that wanted asylum. What happens to the people that get left behind? Who is going to be left to help these people that are staying in their own country and trying to do what's best for them and trying to have a better country? You can't solve it by moving everyone out. You know, it has to happen within the country. This is why the Cubans are not going to, like, I say this here, and I know it's easy to say, but I don't give a fuck if it's easy to say. It's the truth. I mean, Cuba's not going to solve its problems by moving to the United States.
I mean, yeah, the country itself wouldn't, obviously.
You know, you understand what I'm saying?
No, I see what you mean.
Like, it
but
has to be solved from that
just
country.
morally, though, I feel like I understand from.
No, I understand them, but I also understand that there's a lot more to think about than just whether or not an individual should come here. It's the after effects of that as well.
I feel like if you're a regular person, don't harm nobody.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, you can let that happen,
Right.
and you can let them all come in here. You're
Okay.
still leaving a shitload of people behind in Mexico that still got to deal with the cartel, still got to deal with everything. And now it's worse because the general public, the amount of people that are coming in here,
Yeah.
and it's not just, anyone can
I get
say,
it,
I'm
I
an
get it.
asylum.
I get it.
What
the
if
cartel would literally run the country then?
well, they move in here and
They-
start running shit.
I wouldn't say that.
How could you stop them? Anyone there could just be like, I'm just seeking asylum now.
But that's the thing, though. Like, nobody is gonna be able to leave their country legally, though. It's fucking impossible.
Leave their country legally?
Yeah, like if however the process is. I don't know how it is or whatever. But like if somebody wanted to leave their country and go to the U.S. and become like an actual citizen, like what's the?
It's not just asylum. I mean, you could go
No,
to
I'm saying, but like the other process would be like
the diversity visa lottery.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
But what is this? Just in all countries or? Is
Yeah,
this,
it's all countries.
So what? You just get picked randomly?
You get picked randomly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So what? How many times does someone get picked?
And it's like, you can't just look. The people that live here, they get to decide how they run their country. They shouldn't be under.
Yeah, listen, I'm not against borders or anything. I'm just saying, like, on a morality level, it is hard to like.
I'm not sure that it's that moral.
Why?
Because you have to consider what it creates. The illegal trafficking of people. Let's say you made it legal. That would not stop the fucking mafia. They would exploit the fuck out of that and
Sure.
seek it.
I'm not saying to make it illegal, though. I'm not saying to make like borders illegal and just let anyone pass through.
I'm just saying that it's a problem and that it's not going to be solved by helping people move in here. If anything, that makes it worse. The more people that come in here.
To the U.S.
Yes.
Do you think there'll be more problems?
Yes. And there have been.
Because of.
There have been.
I mean, sure. I'm not gonna argue that. There's all type of bad people. There's gonna be immigrants that are bad people and then don't work and just fucking do criminal activities.
And it's a minority of fucking people, but it's still a fucking issue that ends up piling on.
Sure. Listen, I'm not arguing that. I just think I can understand someone who.
I think it's easier to even try to fix fucking Mexico as a diplomat from the United States.
There's no way, bro.
Than it is to just let every Mexican come in here. Because what do you think happened? Let's say you took all the Mexicans, you just put them in here.
I mean, that's
what would happen?
That's exaggerating, but
what would happen?
All the crimes would happen here.
Because you're closer to that, the more people that you bring in here.
Sure. Yeah, I guess what crime rate would go up. I don't know. A bunch of shit would happen.
Cartel connection
would be more stronger
between the U.S. and Mexico, which would strengthen the cartel, their grip,
Right.
even their political power here in the United States.
Yeah, but the cartel cannot fuck with the U.S., bro. There is no.
The mob did it for a bunch of years.
Yeah,
for decades.
They'll last a couple, but they won't. They'll never like finish.
It's hard to stop them.
Bro, it's hard to stop the fucking police
It's
of
hard
the
to stop
U.S.
them.
or just the government. It's hard to fucking.
Listen, man, they've been trafficking drugs, kilos,
They're
tons.
gonna keep trafficking drugs. And
That's what I'm saying. We haven't stopped them.
We're never gonna stop them. It's extremely. It's too big of an operation to stop every single one of them.
That's what I'm saying.
I know. I'm not disagreeing that bringing illegal immigrants.
We're on 4.
Wouldn't. All right. Well, I'll end it up with this. I'm not saying that bringing illegal immigrants.
I don't have anything against anyone who's coming in here, whether it's legal or illegal, and they're trying to because they're following what they think is in their best interest. How can I tell someone that's going? I don't know what the fuck you've been through.
Right. They could be going through the worst shit in their country, and if they have this option to actually go to the U.S. and actually try to become a citizen or whatever it is. I'm not stopping them. Like I'm not saying that I'm the fucking moral police. I'm just saying like I can understand immigrants that do that. You know what I mean?
Of course,
because it is fucking tough, and it is.
Yeah, we established that. That's fine. Yeah.
But you're just saying that there is extreme consequences.
I'm saying there's consequences to that on a mass level because there's a difference between like the individual and then like society
Just
as a whole
right.
their mass movements, right?
Which is why a bunch of people are against open borders and this and that.
It's why you just can't print money and just give it out to everyone. You know?
Right. No, I get you.
You could do it to one person, but you can't do it to everyone, because it would just be meaningless. It would just inflate, right?
Well, listen, bro, tell that to Biden, dog, because he has not.
Biden's a hoe.
He has not fixed that issue, dog. Apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. That is it for this episode.
It's been an honor. Rest in peace, Bill Cooper.
Damn, rest in peace, Bill Cooper, for real.
Huh?
V and Ape.
Peace.